Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you?
Hello, sorry I'm early. I just like being organised.
It's okay.
Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us about your store?
Yeah, so I'm Izzy, and this is my mom Melanie. She's the
Ah,
she's the owner.
Hi.
hello.
I don't know how to explain. I'm so nervous.
I know she's very, very
Ah.
nervous. Well, Izzy used to wear Grishko shoes when she danced, so she's like a
Ah,
starstruck.
that's so cool.
So you want us to tell you about the shop?
Yeah, tell us about how long it's existed for. Tell us about its history, where you're based, everything like that.
Okay, well, we're Empire Dance Shop. We're located in Spokane, Washington. We have Empire Dance Shop began as Empire Costume Shop in 1950. So we've been in
Wow.
existence for 70 years. And now it's Empire Dance Shop. So the name was changed a few years back. Let's see, what can I say? When I was a dancer 1,000 years ago, I bought my first shoes from Empire Costume Shop, and an old gal owned it. I don't remember her name, but she had it approximately 35 years. And then the second family purchased the store, and they owned it about 32. And so 5 years ago or so, I'm a certified public accountant, and I was trying to help the owners find a buyer. And we went to dinner, and they said, "Well, we actually want you to buy it." And I'm like,
Oh,
"What?
wow.
Why would I want a dance store? No, thank you." And it just kind of worked out. So we're in our 5th year now of owning the store. And
Oh,
so
wow.
Izzy manages, and I'm in here now full time. I didn't used to be. So yeah, that's kind of what got us to here.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Do you want to show us around and talk a bit about what you sell and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah,
All right.
where should we
I'm
start?
going to let you go.
Let's start at the front, shall we, and then go
Okay,
around.
yeah, let's see if I can zoom this around. All the way over here. So this is right as you walk in. This is our front area. There's Melanie. So we've got quite an assortment. I know it's things are a little bit scattered all over the place because we've got a new landlord and he's doing renovations in our building. But this is just our main floor where we keep like all of the body wear. We've moved some tights down here. Yep. I gotta go because I'm so excited. Yeah, and then I mean but I think most of what we have out on the floor right now is fashion. We have some basics, but it seems to be fashion season. Yeah, this is our small chunk of basics right now.
Cool.
Yep, and then there goes our phone. And then here we go. So this is our fitting area. So I'll just kind of pan back over this way. So we've got chairs and whatnot, display of different products, different shoes.
I like the way the shoes are laid out in that glass cabinet thing.
Yeah,
That's really cute.
We had a lot of fun getting that all set up.
Oh, it's really nice.
And then back here, we've never shown this to our customers, so this is going to be kind of fun for them tuning in. But this is our shoe room where we keep just about all of the shoes that we carry. So we have 2, maybe I think 3 full walls of pointe shoes. And we've made a nice big space for all of our Nikolays that are going to be coming in. We've got our second shipment is coming or being delivered on Friday. I'm so excited.
I bet.
And then here's a whole other section of shoes. We have a shoe problem. But yeah, kind of just depending on what kind of shoes the dancers are looking for. Everyone's looking for something different. So we try to have a shoe literally for everybody. And then we have our little shoe cobbler station right here. So that's where we do like a lot of shoe customizations. This is normally filled with kids stuff, but it's now, we've got the kids ballet slippers, and then my 9-month-old son comes and hangs out with us sometimes. So we have baby jail over here. And then we have just up this way, we do a lot of mail orders. I think over 50% of our business is mail orders.
Oh, wow.
So we do lots of shipping, all kinds of stuff we do up here. No. And then back here, this is where our back storage room is. We've got 3 full rooms, and we've got them like sectioned off. So this first room here is like body wear and tights, and I think some jazz shoes. we have some customers that require very specific shoes, some of which we don't carry in stock full time.
I see. Yep, that makes sense.
So we've got their all of their stuff, and then we supply Pacific Northwest Ballet School leotards.
Oh yes.
So we have a full wall
speaking
of their
of that,
leotards.
did you know that with Nikolay World we can do uniforms and also do the embroidery on them as well?
Yes, yeah, we just found out. We talked with Peter about that. We're definitely going to need to.
Exciting.
Yeah, so we've got tights, and then in here we have
so much stuff. It's crazy.
These are all point shoes in here.
Wow.
So many point shoes.
Amazing.
And then let's see here, more ballet slippers.
Wow.
Yeah, more slippers, and then we have some big windows in the front. So we have different. Let's see here. I think we froze. There we go. Seasonal decorations that we do. So we try to keep it organized by which season we're decorating in, and then again, more tights, other shoe accessories, and then in here we keep like our like tap shoes, character shoes, men's slippers, and like all these are completely filled with all kinds of accessories.
Wow.
So we are fully stocked here.
Amazing.
Especially with like recital season and everything and traveling and whatnot that we do. We try to and then more back stock.
To everyone watching, including you guys, if you click the paper aeroplane on the screen on the bottom, it allows you to share the stream with your followers as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that too. 1 second.
Here we go.
Bear with me a minute whilst I just do this.
Here we go. Go back over.
Tap. Just clicking everybody. Let's see. Okay. Just doing a bunch of people.
Oh yes. Yep, I went in the shoe room.
There we go. Done a ton. So obviously, you mentioned that you used to wear Grishko point shoes. Tell us about your dancing. Like, do you still dance or?
I don't dance anymore. I stopped about 4 years ago. When I started working here full time, I stopped, and I had a bit of a hip injury that I was trying to take care of. But I danced for 15 years, and 13 of those years I danced on pointe. And then I didn't find, I used to wear the Grishko 2007, and I didn't find that shoe until right before I joined my professional career. And I had quite a hard time finding the right shoe because I have a very narrow, very shallow foot and a bit of a strong foot. I really worked hard on my feet, so it was hard finding my shoe. And then once I found the Grishkos, it was like my hurrah moment. I was so excited that I found a shoe that worked for my feet because it was hard finding my shoe.
Yeah, I had the same problem too, and I wasted so much money trying shoes everyone said were right for me, which was so wrong for me. Oh my god, insane. It can be a real nightmare. Tell us a bit about the point shoe fitting service that you guys offer. Tell us about how it works, any kind of personal bits that you add to the service that you offer.
Let me see how I can explain.
Well, point shoes can be fitted either with an appointment or walk-in. We do a large amount of that. If our student requires or requests a fitter, then we like them to call in to make sure that person's working on that day. And so it also helps us to get an idea before, especially if they're returning, what they need, et cetera. So we keep all the information, obviously, about what they've worn in the past here in the store. And then from there, one of our, if it's super, super busy, we can have a less experienced staff member get them set up and ready to go, get we talk with them about their, what type of toe pads they wear. We get their footies on them, everything ready to cue them up. If it's someone who's, I just want the same shoe, we try and make sure that they don't go out the store without putting them on their feet. Just in
my
case
God.
There's a, because every once in a while there's a defect or something has happened. So, so inexperienced staff can handle that, and then our more experienced, what we call our master fitters, when they take over. And a lot of times, especially at first fitting, we do those oftentimes in groups with studios. They'll book and say, okay, we've got 10 girls going on point. So all 10 little girls descend upon the store with their mothers. It's crazy. but we have 4 or 5 fitters that will be on the floor with them and get them fit. So
Oh,
from there,
cool.
Izzy, just talk about regular fitting.
Yeah, regular fittings, we just have them come in, sit them down. We try to make sure that they bring like their toe pads and anything that they've been putting inside the shoes.
Yeah.
So that gives us a good idea, like especially if they haven't been fit here, to see, you know, where they started with pointe, and if anything needs to be fixed. I know we've had a couple girls double or triple up on padding, which severely affects how a shoe fits.
Oh my God.
So we try to have like get an idea of what they've been in recently. There we go.
I'm gonna hold this for
okay.
you because you're wiggling everywhere.
Put it down.
Oh yeah. There you go. Sorry about that.
And then there we go.
Gotcha.
Let's see. And if they've worn pointe shoes before, we try to see if they can bring them in, especially if they haven't gotten them with us, or if they've just tried on a bunch of different kinds and they're just kind of confused on where to go. So we'll see. We'll have them put everything on that they usually wear, and then start from there on like what's not right with the shoe, especially if they're having problems twisting or sinking, or like just looking at their feet before they put anything on, what their toes look like. Because a lot of dancers, I found that they fill up the shoe with padding and then they decide to switch toe pads, and all of a sudden they're just slamming their toes into the ground. They got toenails, and I'm like, we need to fix this. And then from there, I usually ask, what their perfect pointe shoe would look like, what the shank would feel like, what the box would feel like, the support, whether they want a soft shoe or a hard shoe, and just kind of try to pick their brain on what exactly they're looking for.
Absolutely.
And then, what else? I usually ask like teacher corrections, what the teacher might see on pointe.
Very good idea.
Yeah, we only get to see them inside the store, so I don't get to see them dancing.
Yeah.
So any sort of thing that their teachers has, like, if they like to sickle, if they like to pronate, if they like to push way over the big toe, or push too far over, just kind of try to pick at their technique a little bit and see if we can find something that they like.
So, what's your favorite Nikolay pointe shoe to fit with? Do you have a favorite?
I'm a little biased for the 3007, but I found the support on that shoe has just been fantastic. The break-in process isn't too terribly difficult. I always felt super, super great support in that shoe, and I found that dancers who just need something different, something a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's hard to describe, isn't it?
Yeah.
What models are you getting in stock, by the way? What ones are coming?
I think so far we're just getting the 3007 and the Nova Flex. I mean, we're looking at other ones to dabble in, but we're not sure which direction to go. Because I know up in here in the Northwest, we've got super narrow, shallow feet. We've also got super wide, higher profile feet, bendy feet, not so bendy feet. It's kind of a bit of a hodgepodge up here. Yeah.
I get a real mix too. After this stream, you're always welcome to email me if you want some help with choosing. Because I've been quite good at picking out good models for people to stock that would do well.
Yeah.
So that's always handy. Hi to everyone who's just joined the stream. Feel free to pop any questions you might have in the comments and we'll get round to them. So the area that your store is in, is it easy to get to? Is it got good parking? Whereabouts is it exactly, if that makes sense?
We are just east of the downtown, or the main downtown area in Spokane. It's very easy to get off off the freeway to our store. It's just a quick and there you are.
Off-street parking.
Yeah, we've got off-street parking with no meters.
Perfect.
Thank goodness. I know they've tried to put meters in, and we've put a no on that. That's kind of our area.
Cool, nice one. So tell us a little bit about any kind of stories that you guys might have regarding your customers that come into your store. Have you had any real favorite moments of working in your store? Memorial kind of moments? It's hard to think on the spot. I know I'm bad like that too.
Here, hold on.
Melanie has one.
One of my favorites was that we offer, we do sales at different times during the year, and back to school is always just absolutely insanely crazy. And so about 2 weeks after the sale, I had this mother come in, and she kept keeping her head down, and I just need these things. And I said, okay, what did you need? And she went through her list, and she kind of hands it to me with her head down. And I said, is everything all right? And she goes, oh, I'll just admit it. I bought everything online, and nothing fit. It was all wrong. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Do you have these in stock? And I just burst out laughing, and I said, well, shame on you. You shouldn't have done that. But yes, I have everything in stock. And so I got everything for her daughter. And then I rang everything up, and I went ahead and gave her our 20% off back to school sale. And she said, well, you don't have to do that. And I said, you just need to promise me, don't ever do that again. That's why we're here. That was what keeps us in business, is that we're here to, be here for our students at all, at all times. And by you coming back here, I really appreciate it. So she's been a very loyal customer since then. It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
Do you ever get, like, when you're fitting point shoes, have you ever had any challenges with that, or have you always had it quite straightforward?
It's challenging. We've had some challenging fits, either going from, wanting shoes too big, or wanting a shoe that I would say like doesn't fit like how their foot looks, or like the shape of their feet, like putting a super square foot into a triangle shaped shoe doesn't always necessarily work. And then on the very rare occasion we get what I call the foot dysmorphia, where they want their foot to look a very specific way. I was like a Svetlana's Zakharova foot. They're like, oh well, like this shoe is supposed to make my foot look this way, and it's like physically on their bone structure they can't. So it can be it can be a really hard conversition to have, because it can just be heartbreaking.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You get a variety of fits.
Sure. It is funny, especially when you get somebody who thinks that the shoe is the right size, but actually it's too big, and they keep telling you that, oh, well, it feels fine, and it's like, I can tell you, like, it isn't fine. Oh my God. Or when you get parents that say, oh, could you fit the shoe with room to grow? And I'm just like, well, here's what would happen. So I try to explain it by putting a shoe that's a little bit too big on one foot, just to explain what happens and how it feels. Because it can be, obviously it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, because not all parents have danced before, so they're going to have needs reassuring. So speaking about mail order, so I take it you guys have a website. Do you have a shop on your website? Does it sell everything that you have in store?
Yeah, I think we've got just about everything on the website now. We waited for a long time to put point shoes and things like fashion on the website, because with fashion it just comes and goes so quickly, and then with point shoes, they all size so differently, so you can't buy one size in one style and expect it to be the same in another brand.
Absolutely.
It wasn't until our entire state was shut down to COVID-19, and that's when we finally we did it. We did it. We just did it. Just to try to help keep things going. But most of what we have is online now on our website.
Yes.
Yeah.
Atlantic Dance Retail Show says, great way to build customer loyalty by being extra nice to customers when they sheepishly return to buying from you. You know, when you talking about that story. Yeah, totally. Yeah. You should always welcome back customers, even if they've gone ahead and bought offline and it got it wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
So do you offer any like little extras like sewing the shoes for customers or anything like that?
We've thought about sewing shoes, but I mean, it's kind of
our teachers prefer
that the students learn to sew them.
Sure.
I know we do all kinds of customizations for shoes,
cool.
depending on what a dancer needs.
We do for elastics for dads, though.
Oh yeah, for dads with boys who dance and the elastics don't come sewn, we do.
Oh, that's cute.
We sew them for them.
So I noticed you had that like little cobbler area in your store. What kind of customizations do you do usually on shoes? And also, are you aware of the incredible customization we can do on Nikolay point shoes as well?
up until recently, I was not aware that you could customize them. So that is wonderful. That's going to
really
be
cool.
wonderful for some of our customers who just need just a couple things tweaked on their shoes.
Absolutely.
But we can
Change out drawstrings.
Yeah, we can switch out drawstrings. We can cut a shank down. We can do different kinds of reinforcements. Oh gosh.
Yeah, steel shanks.
Cool. Yeah, we can the steel shanks, just like an arch
adjustments.
Arch adjustments. A whole variety of
D-shanks.
D-shanks shoes for schools that are doing like a RAD program.
I get you. Yeah. Speaking of de-shanking point shoes, for people that aren't aware of why we do that, it's when someone wants to make their old point shoes into demi points. But with Nikolay, we don't actually have to do that because we actually sell demi point shoes as well, which is really cool. We also can create a variety of our other lasts as a demi point. So for example, if someone doesn't suit our standard 2007 last, which is our normal demi point model, then we can request that another last is created as a demi point, which is super cool. So for example, I have my 1 as a demi point because I love a V-vamp and I prefer the shape of my 1 on my foot. And of course, we can also switch the sole to vegan as well. So that's awesome. For people wondering a bit about demi points, I do have a video on YouTube all about it because I know that it's not as common in America for demi points. Whereas in the UK, it used to be mega popular, but now it's coming back again because people are realizing the benefits. I personally prefer, dancers who aren't on point yet to wear demi points first for at least 6 months because I see such drastic improvements. Yeah. So do you have any like future goals of your store? Anything you'd like to talk about regarding that?
Moving.
Yeah, we're contemplating a move. Our building is quite old. You're better explaining this. The move. Here, you come here.
I don't know. I guess just expanding on our online presence. Izzy has we've got a big list, and one of our great other fitters, Bailey, who's on what's it called? She's been laid off during the COVID right now, but she's come up with a list of things. So we're going to start doing videos of things. A lot of times, the dads come in, they want to know how to do the hair, or we always give the dancers like a little tutorial sheet on how to do ribbons and elastic, things like that. So I think having those actually on, or TheraBand, exercising, so just kind of making our expanding on that page that was started. It's it gets kind of crazy when the seasons run. Because we do travel a lot. We go to a number of out of the conventions and some of our and so we go to those things, and then we literally take our store mobile. And so I'd like to continue doing that because we go into like I said, multiple surrounding states. And we talk with the teacher. We give them a big list, which we just expanded on recently. So the teacher basically gets an Excel spreadsheet and goes through an entire checklist of what do they want us to bring. So if I'm coming to your store, well, I don't want to bring seam tights if you don't like them. But if that's all that your dancers can wear, I don't want to show up with, haul all this stuff 400, 500 miles away. So we kind of customize our trip into their studio. And then Izzy is usually on all of them. She kind of didn't go on a few last year, but she was pregnant. So she had the baby actually a day I was out of the shop with a trip. But I think that's the thing, is just making sure that we can really customize and give the teachers and the dancers what they need, because we have a lot of really excellent schools that are in remote areas. They don't have this service. So taking that to them, and then in turn, then they can call us. We keep all the information. Now I know, that horrible place that's DD. They finally started doing we've been doing virtual shoe fittings for 4 years. So students can get shoes, and then Izzy would get on virtually with them and actually do a fitting as though they're sitting right here. And then we're able to fit shoes remotely for girls. And so I think just that's a huge thing for me, is that if we sit here in a brick and mortar store and wait for customers to come in, I'm going to be bankrupt.
Yeah.
And so you've got to do what's relevant. And actually a very strange little man came in the store about 2 weeks after I bought it to sell us some trinkets that were from China. And the one thing he said to me is that you have to remain relevant.
Yes,
you have to remain relevant to the dance world. And this looks kind of like you have a ballet shop. And I said, well, no, we sell tap, we sell ballroom. And he said, well, you don't appear that. And so it was be relevant. And that really stuck with me. So as dance changes and morphs, then we have to be part of that. And, you know, I'm an old lady. Yeah. She's a young girl, or young lady. So I think we've got the breadth of some business knowledge and then some, you know, wanting to keep current and get the girls what they want without being too far out of line with their conservative teachers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You brought up some very good pointers there, actually, especially regarding being relevant, because in this day and age, obviously, we need to be very, with social media, make sure we're posting frequently as well. And this is what some stores forget. It's not just having a shop and waiting for people. It's letting people know where you are, what you're doing at all times, because people love to see someone who's busy, and they love to see what you're getting in stock, and they like to hear about it. So always making sure that you do regular posting on social media is just so crucial. It makes
I have to tell you, one of the things that I actually was trying to think of things for the holidays and different ways to do things. And I think my favorite has been, I found an advent calendar, and we took all of the types of products in our store that we'd like to sell and cut them up in little pieces of paper, threw them in a bowl, and I stuffed them into the advent calendar. And then my son, who was working here at the time, I bought him a Santa suit, and every day you would go onto Instagram and Santa would come out and open the advent calendar and tell you what was on sale and when it was. And people would come in and go, well, where's the Santa guy? So that was a real, that really got our customers engaged, and it was very strict. If you have to buy it on the day it's on sale, and you've got 24 hours, you can call, you can leave a message, you can email, but it generated a lot of, I think, fun holaday spirit for us.
Of course. So where's the furthest that you guys have traveled when you've been doing mobile pop-up shops?
Alaska.
Oh,
Alaska. Yeah, we fly all the way up to Alaska with 400 pounds of shoes and leotards, and off we go.
It's really cool. I really love doing mobile stuff, because you can get to dancers that, don't have the luxury of getting to a store, and give them very good thorough service. And then, because for me personally, if I'm buying something, it's great to buy online, don't get me wrong, but it's better in person, because you get service, you get to try things on, feel the fabrics, and of course with pointers it's even better to have an in-person fitting. I've been doing a lot of virtual fittings too, which, it works great, but it's still not the same as, what we do in person, is it? But it works. Yeah. The only thing I wouldn't do personally is fittings for first timers virtually. I don't think I could manage that. I'm too much of a perfectionist for that.
It's hard. It's a lot of, I would say a lot of back and forth, but you have to be like very, very particular about everything, and like making sure like measurements are correct, and that you would like have we a lot of the times have parents like measure out the dancer's foot from big toe to heel.
That's what I do,
just to make sure that it's
you never know,
we've got the exact measurements so that nothing goes wrong. But it's
well, the other thing that you do too, Izzy, is that she's developed a history and a relationship with the teachers, and so it's over the process of the last 5 years, it's they know how to speak. They speak each other's language, and so it can work because the teacher will generally have an idea what type of shoe, and so I think it's made it pretty easy. And it's very rare when you do a first fitting unless it's one of our really remote.
Yeah, no, it's really good when you can develop good relationships with schools and studios, because it does make a huge difference, because you can really get to understand what kind of technique they're doing, what the teachers expect from them. I think it's really nice to be able to do that for sure. So are you guys going to get any of the Nikolay dancewear in as well?
We're
just talking about that.
We're working on it. I'm getting an order ready because I want all of it.
Oh, that's gorgeous. There's so much great stuff. Some of my personal favorites that have done really well are, well, the new collections, for example, Rishko Academy, Bolshoi, Stars, Senses. That's beautiful. So many nice fabrics, lace and velvet and mesh, and so many nice colours and such nice variety sizes. And the Academy collection is obviously really popular with those that want kind of basic kind of cuts, but because they was designed for the Gandhi Academy and Bolshoi Academy, it shows off all the right bone construction, and so the teacher you can see how to correct the dancer, which is that's done really well for me with the younger ones especially. The heat retention wear is just divine because there's so many different colors.
I'm excited for that.
What is it?
And it really does heat you up extremely quickly, which is great. And of course the knitwear as well.
The knitwear is like,
and the stripy knitwear.
I love all the knitwear.
It's just so much.
That's part of our dress code.
I love it.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff does well in your store? Do you sell a lot of fashion leotards, or like what are your kind of popular cuts and styles?
I was just, I originally bought the store. The previous owner had told me this is what your budget should be for buying fashion. I've more than quadrupled it. I was like, who, when they're in there, finally get to that class where your teacher says, all right, you can have some freedom. Why would you go and pick a scoop neck or a short sleeve ugly leotard? A cotton leotard. So I have gone hog wild. I'm the queen of fashion. I have to approve every fashion order here. And I think we only have one leotard that was an epic failure. And then of course the very strange garbage pants that I got from a vendor that are actually made out of plastic. Garbage packs.
The smalls like come up to here on me.
They're like fishing.
They're giant.
Fishing
waders.
But other than that, no, we really listen to our students, because for a while it was this strappy thing, and now we're back into needing more sleeves, and so we have strong seasons here with winter, spring, summer, fall. So, we have to be aware that, in the winter time, the girls are wanting the long sleeves or the warm ups, the things to keep them warm. And by springtime and summer, when they're doing classes, they want the littlest amount of fabric possible. So I'm super duper flexible.
Your sound's gone a bit funny. Are you holding the phone with the bottom covering the mic, if that makes sense?
We are not, no.
I'm off to the side though, so I'll stop talking.
Oh, that might be it. I don't know. I was just letting you know because it sounded a bit strange. It was like a bit.
That's just me.
You want to come back over here then?
I'm done.
Okay.
And what is your website address, by the way?
It's just www.empiredanceshop.com.
Oh, perfect. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
So with lockdown and everything, how is it working for you guys? Are you open yet, or are you doing like curbside pickup and just mail order, or?
We've just recently been able to get back into our store. I mean, our whole statewide Washington state was full shutdown, retail, everything shut down for March 23rd. Since March 23rd. So it's been hard. We've been in and out a couple of times to do a few of the mail orders that have come through, but just recently we've started doing fittings and shopping by appointment only, just to abide with the social distancing laws and things like that have been put in place. But we're getting there. It's slowly starting back up, and especially since are you going to come over and talk?
I am.
Okay.
She gets kind of stuck, and I think we should move out of this quickly.
Yeah.
The big thing is that, the rules for retailers, that when someone tries something on, it has to go out of stock for a minimum of 24 hours. That's a long time on a leotard that someone else might want to buy.
Yeah.
And I think, what people forget is it's like a hairdresser. When this started, my hair was about this long. But I'm not going to have a second haircut within the normal time, because that time is come and gone. And I feel that way about dancewear. It's been very difficult, but we're very fortunate with some of the, the things that our government's done that have benefited or helped us. So we're just riding out the storm, because after 70 years of business, I'd hate to go out of business because of COVID.
Yeah, totally.
So and we've been lucky because we've been able to have a layoff and keep everybody up and going. But I'm just kind of playing it by ear as far as how our customers, what the need has been, because there really hasn't been a need. And this week is the first time I think we've actually gotten a little more traction than we have in quite a while. So, and if we post everything on the website or through social media, if we're going to be open, closed. And so I'm just, you know, I'd rather be safe. Like I was telling Izzy, we had a drop in today, and I said, oh, we forgot to get their name, because if for some reason a customer does get the virus, I need to be able to pinpoint and bring. So in order for information to get to someone, hey, you were in my shop, but two people before you.
Good point.
So yeah, that's, I mean, and I'd rather, and it's kind of cool having, because we had a family who came in, we came in on Sunday.
Which were normally not open on Sunday.
But they were coming through from Montana. So we had the 3 daughters in, and mom and dad, and they could run around, they could look at everything. And so it was actually kind of fun to have this private shopping event.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask is, do you have any Nikolay point shoes in there that fit you, Izzy, right now?
I think we do.
We don't know you. We do.
Yeah.
You put everything on.
Putting a pair on and just like show
Yeah.
I love doing this. We've been doing this recently on streams, and it's really cool.
See if I can figure out how to reverse this thing. There we go. I got it. Okay. Am I going to be the fitter, or you?
I still have a couple pairs from when I danced. They're so good.
So what model have you got there?
This would be the 3007.
Cool. And by the way, everybody watching, feel free to drop some questions and we will answer you. And for those of you who don't know, the 3007 is built on 2007 last, and it features some amazing new upgrades to the shoe, and I very much recommend trying it. I love it, and so far my customers have absolutely loved it as well. Let me just grab one.
Change just a little bit since
Just the shoes that you should put this back. Yeah. That's too big.
Yeah.
So it looks exactly like a 2007, same kind of shape, as you can see, because it's built on the same last. It has a little bit of a kind of sleeker heel, double upper, with this lining on the inside, which grips the heel really nicely, with a different shank with easy roll through. Let's just see before I guss on about it. Oh, nice. They look pretty good on you.
I love these shoes.
She loves these shoes.
Nice foot, by the way, as well.
Thank you.
Let's see, can we see a fifth from the side as well?
Fits on the side. Let me pull up.
Oh, nice. They look really good. So personally for me, what I really loved about the 3007 was like how much more over it got me on point, because I used to really struggle with getting over enough in the 2007, even in a custom. I love the fact that the platform is broader as well, because it gives even better balance.
Oh yeah.
Looks really nice.
And the support on these is, I think, what I like the most, because a lot of times, because with how I build the strength in my feet, a lot of shoes would just push me too far over, which I didn't like, and it just made me feel like I didn't have control of my feet.
Yes.
I feel like I could lift up easily out of them, but if I needed to just rely on the shoe a little bit more, I don't feel like I'm going to roll out of it. It's,
looks great.
I can see all day long.
Yeah, she puts them on and says, I can stand like this all day. And I laugh and I think, well, give her 10 minutes and she'll be having some muscle cramps from not dancing.
Yeah. When was the last time that you danced on point? Was it a while ago?
Oh, yeah. 4 years.
Oh, wow, okay. It goes to show, though, that sometimes it's literally just like riding a bike. You just put them back on again and it's like, boom.
Yeah, we're going to start having the staff do adult classes with some of our local teachers, because I think it's important that they stay, stay. And Izzy, I love to watch her dance. I love it when, she's a much happier girl when she dances.
Yeah. What size and width have you got on, by the way?
It's a 4XXX.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
And what shank strength is that? Is that medium?
Yeah, this is the medium.
Cool. Can we see from the back on point as well, actually? I didn't quite capture that last time. Nice. Turn out to first position as well.
Oops.
Great. So also what's different about these, you guys, is for those of you that might struggle to get over onto the platform fully, in 3007, because the shank construction is different and the metatarsal area is a bit more pliable, you can really get over on it. I did a video on YouTube where I compare a 2007 in a super soft to a 3007 in super soft. And even in 2000 super soft, I'm off, I'm not over enough. But in 3007, I get right over. Even in a medium shank, I can get over on point in it. So for me, it was a real game changer. And the double upper means that it looks more smoother. Can you see this? I actually request double upper in my custom Maya ones because I like that smoother appearance. The box paste is our classic smart paste, but it's, in my opinion, it's not as hard as a 2007. It's a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, so be sure if you want to try them out, find your nearest Nikolay retailer if you're in America. If you're in the UK, I've got them right now. I can do a virtual fitting with you. Obviously, I can't do actual fittings right now because of lockdown still. Oh. And thank you, Kayla. That's sweet of you to say. Yeah, have you got any others there that fit you, or?
I don't.
You mean what?
I think we just have the 3007s in stock. Right
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
We have a box coming Friday.
Oh, exciting! I bet you can't wait.
Or we can't.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Even I love it. Like today, I had a big order to come, and even though there wasn't like anything of my own in it, I was still super excited to undo it and take pictures of all the items. And that in itself takes a long time because I love, like, you know, taking my own little pictures, but also using pictures from NG Generation and the actual catalogue as well. But it's nice to have some real life pictures too.
So I wanted to say, when Izzy was dancing, the artistic director had asked her to get something because she was going to be doing I think you were doing a solo, and they wanted to improve because she started late and you know, her feet used to be really bad, and then she was able to do all of this. She did all of this work though with TheraBands and strong, you know, a lot of hard work to get her foot to looking better. But she said, "I need you to get her some farches," and I was like, what are farches?
Those, what, the fake arch things?
Yeah, but we got them from Grishka. We got them from, and so does Nikolay also have those?
We do. They're not very popular in the UK, but I've learned something new recently, which I didn't know, and they're very popular in America. So for you guys that need them, Nikolay do them, so feel free to get in contact with your nearest stockist, and they can get you some.
Well, she's got a pair right here that she actually wore, and people have asked about them.
I haven't really seen anyone in them properly, to be honest.
And someone said, well, that's like wearing a padded bra or it's cheating, but it was like when the artistic director of a company says, please get these, they will enhance just enough a look of your foot, and she got them. So we just thought, well, that's something that maybe, since we knew that you
one on one foot and none on the other, so we can see the difference.
Because it's just a slight little bump it adds, like a little padded bra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's compare them. Could you do from first position from the front?
First from the front?
Around, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Christ, that is a difference.
But that's also your good foot, isn't it? Oh, that's your bad foot.
This one's my good foot.
Okay. Oops, sorry. I'm too busy looking at her feet. So it's just another thing that, you know, as you know, a dancer advances to.
It's just enough to.
Yep. Yep. She never used them for auditions or anything, but again, it's one of those little things that's really nice that's offered, because I spent probably a month searching, and finally she said, well, why don't you just check with those guys? And sure enough, I found them. So there you go, dear.
Like I said, I could stand up here forever. I love these.
Well, come down, please, and hold the phone. We have a lot of people come in the store and we'll be bantering with each other, and they'll go, do you guys like know each other? I'm like, are you related? And like, we laugh at it. Yes, mother, daughter.
That was cool to see. I was always interested to see the comparison of them.
Yeah, and you can't see them under the tights at all, or
Sure.
because they've done a really good
about
job.
working on feet. I just want to let viewers know that it's never too late to improve your feet. You know, like I get so many dancers, all different ages, that, you know, are a bit insecure about their feet. If they go away and work at it, it takes time, but, you know, you can make improvements. Absolutely.
You're coming back? If you want to, you can sit there and I'll hold it.
I'll turn back around.
No, please don't.
Please. We'll go back to our. Actually, I'm just gonna sit right here. Oh, my legs. There we go.
Put your arm on that.
Yeah, we'll stabilize it a little bit.
That was fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just looking at my questions here, see if I've missed anything.
Yeah.
It's nice to mix it up a bit and be spontaneous.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so how long, you know, like if you get someone coming for a first fitting, how long do you generally spend with a first timer?
I'd say anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. Kind of depends on the dancer and their foot. And
Because you always,
yeah.
Izzy always likes to make sure that every dancer has at least 3 options when they're first fitting.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, I mean, there's some places that they will, well, we've had some dancers come in and say, well, they just put me in this one and told me that's my shoe.
I've had that
And we
before too.
We don't believe in that.
No
That's
way.
why there are so many shoes in the store. It's got to be about the dancer, the foot. And so they're very careful to give them those options of the 3 that will be best for them.
Yes. It's really important. I mean, my first pair, literally, they just whacked me. They tried a handful on, and she was like, oh, yeah, this is the shoe. She didn't give me a selection, just told me that whatever she put on me was right, and it was really wrong. And when I told her, like, about pain I was experiencing, she just didn't care. And it was a very awful first point shoe fitting experience. And I'll always remember that, because it makes you, as a point shoe fitter, give people the appropriate service that they should have. But I get all sorts of horror stories from other dancers as well, and it's pretty scary, to be honest.
What did you find?
I found in our store, in the cabinet or the display case, is my very last pair of point shoes.
Oh, wow.
That I put in the store, $16.
Oh, wow.
I wish these were $16.
These were what? Capizio
Pavlova.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And it's a great way to show people how the shoes have changed.
Oh, my God.
But it's hysterical because
The platform is like round.
Yeah, show me the platform. I'm curious.
It is.
Oh yeah, like
that way. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
I can't even stand on these.
I thought she could, but
No.
That's funny.
for the evolution of a shoe, it's
Yeah,
really something.
Speaking of shoes, have you guys ever come into contact with the fake Grishkos at all, or heard anyone who has?
We still have a couple.
The fake Grishkos?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, we've saved a pair for comparison purposes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's oh my gosh, it was
Terrifying.
it was a nightmare
I bet.
having to deal with the fake ones, because I mean, you know, as someone who's worn the 2007s, yeah, that's the
Oh, those are yours.
no, they're on top in the baggie. But just the change in them
I bet.
it was scary, because we did not feel comfortable putting people in them. So we checked all of them in a box except this one and sent them all back.
Yeah, I said, nope, not paying for it. They're out of here. They're fake. So what can we?
So it's the biggest thing for me is, can you hold the?
I can hold.
There we go. Is the lack of support here.
Oh,
This is one of the worst ones. This has.
That's like
Yeah.
a semi-point shoe.
And with normal Grishkos, you should not be able to do this.
Oh my
Normal
gosh, that's horrific.
Because go ahead and bend
Well,
it this way as well. But I mean, you think, oh yeah, this is okay, and then
Well, it's like I would say like the shank is the same, but you can tell that it's made of
I just
very.
can't get over the box. The box, that's horrific. How can they be selling those?
and that's a new pair. It's not been worn.
This was one of the
Oh my
last ones they
God.
sent to us.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
this was- Here's the other one. Is it the same on both?
I'm astounded. I'm actually astounded.
Yeah, so
It's so bad. It's just
it's horrifying. I cannot imagine putting somebody in
that's
this shoe.
scary. I'm worried that
it
people are
is.
still buying these, and their feet are going to get so injured from these. There's no support there at all.
Yeah, no, there's none.
sorry.
And then the other thing we noticed was none of the shoes colors matched. They were all different colors. Some of them were different, like feels of satin. It was the most bizarre situation we've ever dealt with when it comes to point shoes. It was unacceptable, I think is a good way to put it.
Oh yeah.
Can you show us a platform as well? Because I'm interested to see the shape of it.
Yeah,
The shape is very similar.
it's similar, but
The pleats. Look at where the pleats end. It's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
They end
Yeah.
like really short.
mm-hmm.
And also the shape of the box on the side is very different as well.
Yeah,
Was this meant to be a Nova or a 2007?
no, this was a 2007.
Oh wow, it looks really.
Yeah,
It doesn't
so
look
the
like
shape
one.
of it is so.
It looks really strange.
Yes, it does.
And we've squished it a lot too. So
Well, I mean, even without squishing it, I mean, this is just how they came, and this one's even worse because there's a very clear like dent here.
Oh.
See if I can get the right there. There's
Were they upfront with you when you got these shoes that they were not made in Russia? Like, how was they promoting them to you before they sent them?
I
they
think
didn't tell us.
Oh yeah, they didn't tell us.
Didn't
They didn't tell us
they?
there was a change.
Wow.
No,
that's
so we
bad.
got a first round that had a couple that were still had made in Russia, and then a couple of these newer ones. And there was one in specific. We got like two of the same size, and one was correct, and one was like this guy. And so I emailed them, and I'm like, "This is unacceptable. You need to fix this because like I'm sending these back.
Yeah.
This has to be fixed because
Yeah.
I'm not selling these." And then it seemed that it had been fixed, and then we got these. And it was not fixed, so we're like,
And
no,
then we went, and then someone said,
Wow.
"This is." And I think you guys might have called the shop, and then gave me some pointers on what to look for because I gotten a shipment in, and we took them out. Remember, we had them all put away, ready to go, and started yanking those out of our shoe room, and finding that they were the fake ones, and we've thrown them all in a box. And I just sent them we sent a message and said, "We're not paying for these. Your
No,
crappy product's on its way
exactly.
back to you."
Because
it's not what I purchased.
It was, yeah. And
Well,
especially because
out to retailers and not telling retailers that they weren't the made in Russia shoes and just fobbing you all off.
no, they just yeah, it was bizarre. And for us here at Empire Dance Shop, or at least for me, actually no, just for us in general, our biggest thing for fitting point shoes is the care of the dancer's feet.
Yeah.
Like that's so important
Exactly.
that you
And we
take
are
care
all
of your
about
feet.
healthy feet. But also, it's
so
scary
probably-
as well because, you know, some retailers out there probably still think that the fakes are made in Russia, which they're not. They're made in China. And they're made by Sancha, which is just hilarious. By the way, we have 1 minute 47 left on the stream. But we'll reboot it. We'll reboot it for an extra 10 minutes or so. So people watching, feel free to come back for an extra 10 minutes or so. But it's just so, it just blows my mind that, you know, they're still getting away with this. And what also scares me, when I look on Instagram and I see girls that are still buying their shoes from Briscoe USA, and even when I tell them, you know, not to do it and why not to do it, they're still like, oh, whatever. It's just like, okay, you carry on. You damage your feet. You have shoes that don't last 5 minutes and shoes that look ugly because they don't look nothing like our shoes. It's pretty mind-blowing. I'm very brutal, I know.
Okay.
Brooke says, how some of the girls still dancing the fakes astounds me. I agree. I don't know how anyone could dance in those. Like, there's no support there whatsoever. Wow. Okay, I'm going to reboot this stream. So everybody watching, come back, and we'll do an extra 10 minutes or so. So see you in a bit.
Yeah.